Hello and welcome to another Nurse Recruitment Seekers webinar. I'm Adam Chambers, your host, and today we're talking about how SSM Health Jobs got 9 million views on YouTube. I'm pretty sure that's more views than 50 other health systems put together. This is really exciting, and I haven't seen anyone do this as well as SSM Health Jobs. So excited to talk to you about it today, and also grateful to their team who have input a little bit of information to help me be accurate today and not make it just analysis, but also some insights from the SSM Health Jobs team. So SSM Health, if you don't know, are located in St. Louis. Yep, me in St. Louis, that one. And they're doing something exciting, and I've seen quite a few stories about them across. Becker's Healthcare, I saw one today about how they're taking a different approach to leadership. So leadership are actually walking in the shoes of staff, kind of doing some of their responsibilities for a day. And at the same time, they've also done this really interesting piece on YouTube. So SSM Health Jobs, I'm going to share my screen today and talk you through things. They've created a YouTube page. And on the YouTube page, they've been uploading both standard kind of normal, let's call them normal old style YouTube videos that are of varying length, and they've been uploading YouTube shorts. So what's the difference? Well, your standard YouTube video is pretty much as long as it can be. Like there's some 10-hour versions of Darude Sandstorm you can listen to, and then there's more like traditional 1 to 2 minute videos. On shorts, that's YouTube's attempt to kind of copy TikTok, copy Instagram stories, and give people 10 to 30-second clips that are very scrollable, very quick and easy to digest, and kind of made for the short attention span that we have today. SSM Health have a team of dedicated nurse influencers who visit their hospital. They're on TikTok, Instagram, and YouTube, Facebook too, with nearly 70,000 followers across all platforms. And they've seen major success and increase in applications and career site visits. The reason I love what SSL Health are doing, and I'm going to show you some of the videos in a moment, is they're not giving in to this AI first and sometimes AI only mode of recruiting that you see most vendors and some healthcare positions trying to push and adopt. They know that nurses don't want to be screened by a robot. They don't want to have a faceless interaction. Nurses want to know the people working at your facility. Nurses want to be treated like individuals. They want to be treated like humans. And I think SSM Health really get that. They're focusing not on what they can save, optimize, or make more efficient, but they're remembering the people that they're trying to recruit. They're keeping their recruitment candidate-centric. Candidate first, nurse first. They're being relatable, and that's what other health systems need to invest in. So if you're listening on the podcast, not sure if you're going to hear this, but I'm going to play one of their shorts on YouTube, which has the most views. So you can see here that this one has 3.7 million views, 2 million views, 1.1 million views, 679 million views. And you can see these are focused on nurses. So here's one, it's called We Are ICU Nurses. And here's one, RNs versus Sursex. It's the race to put on gloves and antiseptic and such. And you can see like this video isn't corporate. It's not a really polished landscape orientation professional video, as you can see in some of their other posts. If I go over to the video side here, they've got their podcast. You know, it's just relatable, and that's my first point. So their top 5 videos, if you come on and look here, have 7.5 million views collectively. That is more than all the nurses and CNAs put together in the country. So it's obviously not just nurses seeing this, but simple, funny videos of staff on the ward, no professional production quality, really showcases what it's like in terms of funness and, you know, the community at the hospital. and the health system, showcasing staff at work having fun whilst they're doing it helps really make this a visual exercise for any nurse that would see this video, to know that working here, it's not all just work, but there's a bit of play involved as well. So I have a quote, and I am going to interrupt this broadcast to pull up my LinkedIn so I get your name right. Andrea Zimmerman. Thank you, Andrea. So Andrea is the marketing program manager at SSM Health, and she's been heavily involved in implementing and executing this. So all credit for this work, well, not all of it, a lot of credit goes for this work goes to Andrea Zimmerman. Shout out to you. She told me that we knew no one would want to follow a typical healthcare recruitment page, correct? So we focused on creating content people actually want to watch, authentic, relatable, and focused on the humans behind nursing. And I think that sums it up quite well. Play another one here. Not sure if you can hear it, but you can just go onto their page, SSM Health Jobs. It says we're night shift, we get leave for Rapista, we're night shift, of course we're always cold. We're night shift nurses. Of course, we're going to have a whole concert during your bath time. This is a fun video. On this one, you can see here the number of likes, 59,000 likes. The comments are also fun. Like, they're not criticizing the system, which I think a lot of organizations are scared of. If we put ourselves out there, we'd open up a forum for everyone who hates us to comment, and the nurses will be scared away. That's not really how it works if you're being relatable and fun in your videos. You might get some people, of course, you're a health system, people are going to hate you, but overall, you can see you have nurses chipping in. This is from a nurse. My hospital hasn't awarded Nurse of the Year to a night shift nurse. 16 years I've been there. Night shift nurses of the A team. Night shift CNA here. All this is true even for us. This isn't just general members of the public. These are actual nurses enjoying watching and commenting on these videos. That brings me on to my second point, which is engaging the wider community. So whilst I did show you a lot of nurses and CNAs commenting on this video, the fact that SSM Health Jobs are being engaging and interesting to not only staff, but people that aren't staff, civilians, is, I think, a strong point for them as well. So maybe, 5, 10, 15% of the viewers of this are nurses. But it shows that if you can engage and mobilize people that aren't nursing staff and aren't healthcare staff to interact with your videos, nurses are going to see it. Like, everyone knows a nurse, and they might send it to a nurse. That the nurse just might see it on their newsfeed because their friend or family member interacted with it, and all that good stuff helps your sourcing. So by becoming known in the community as a good place to work, where people are engaged or happy, you generate more referrals, more SEO traffic from your highly viewed videos, and positive content that potential job seekers who find you via careers fairs or job boards can consume. I think in recruitment, we often think the job ad is there. It's like a linear process, see job ad, apply to position. It's really not a linear process. You need to have 7 to 8 touch points before someone considers applying for your job. And touch points, I mean, is them driving past your hospital, seeing what it looks like. It's them seeing a little short video like this, hearing somebody talking about it in the staff room. And by putting out content like this, those that are considering or do apply for jobs or interviewing for jobs, when they search SSM Health Jobs, positive stuff comes up like this. It's not just Glassdoor, which often leans towards bad reviews, but it's positive content that you're putting out, you're controlling, and your staff are generating and being a part of. My next point is SSM Health Jobs are being consistent. So they started out well. Their first video got 1.1 million views. I'll scroll all the way down. You can see the quantity they've put out too is incredible. So where is it? I'm going to go latest. The earliest one they put out, as I said, 1.1 million. Oh yeah, the second one, sorry, 1.1 million views. The first one, 679,000. Now, I don't know if they deleted some prior videos to this or what happened, but YouTube often, and TikTok as well, like, promote new accounts. So whenever your first hit is a hit, they like to run with that because the algorithm thinks, here's a new page, Here's something different. Maybe that'll get people to become addicted to this page too. So you see there, 679,000 views on this one here, 22,000 likes on the first video, 1.1 million on the second one. However, my point is that the following videos didn't do as well. The next 40 videos combined didn't get as many views as the first two. And I think what's really commendable about their strategy is that they didn't let that get them down. You know, they didn't say, because we only got 1.5 thousand views on our third video, we only got 9,000 on our fifth video, let's stop. You know, they kept experimenting, they kept it going, and their 41st video, not sure I'm going to be able to find it here, but it got 3.7 million views. See? So there was around 38 videos between their big hit, which had 1 million views, and then this one, which had 3.7 million views. They're being so consistent here. They're not giving up. The other ones have got good reach as well, you know, 32,000 on that one. But it goes to show that once you have a hit, or if you have a hit, or if it's not going well, just optimize and continue. You know, compound interest works. It's Einstein called it the eighth wonder of the world. You have to keep putting out content, feel what your audience like, and then you can improve. And don't be disheartened if nobody engages with your stuff. Next point, number 4 of 5, is get leadership buy-in. So back to Andrea Zimmerman, who's overseeing marketing on this. She said that Seth Lovell, who's kind of overseeing nursing innovation at the system, was the brainchild of this strategy, and he brought Andrea on to execute it. That's great. That's a leader taking ownership of staffing and saying, as a nurse leader, staffing is a crucial part of my work. It's him saying, I know that marketing matters, and you know, tying the hands of my recruitment team behind brand guidelines isn't going to do me any favors. And then not only that, but bringing in someone from marketing. I don't know how he managed that politically, but bringing in the resources of a marketer such as Andrea to make this successful. It shows great leadership and something to be commended. Marketing, ironically, in a lot of the health systems we worked with and do work with at Nurse Recruitment Experts, are often quite a big block to healthcare brands employing engaging recruiting strategies. Being overprotective of brand harms recruitment, because nurses don't really engage with corporate brands in the way they engage with more personalized brands. Think the glossy, overproduced videos of employees sitting down talking about how much meaning it gives them to work at a system. That's great. You know, they do work, they have worked, but I think this content, you know, short style content, less professional in the kind of corporate layout sense, more relatable in the fact that it's generated apparently by nurses themselves, is what wins in 2025. And I think, again, got to commend Seth Lovell and Andrea Zimmerman over at SSM Health for getting that and knowing that it's important to be on trend for your brand to be humanized and for your employee base to grow. And not only that, but I think this will help with retention too. Andrea told me that I don't have clear stats on that, but if your team feel like they're part of something, they see the success of these videos, it just adds to that sense that they feel like leadership's listening to them, cares about being relatable, and they're kind of even building their own profiles through these videos, some of them too, so they're getting something out of it. So my last point is to be transparent. If you can take one thing away from this, it is transparency across your recruitment and retention profiles. Everyone knows that being a nurse in 2025 is tough. Most places have bad wards, bad days, and burnt out staff. But I think addressing this is much more important than anything, and it's much better than hiding it, which is a bit shady. You know, pretending everything is okay while you have a 2-star review on Glassdoor, nurses see through that. And I'm not saying make videos about how understaffed you are. That's not what SSM Health are doing, and I don't know if they're understaffed or not. But what they are not afraid of is peeling back the curtain to show what it's like to either work at the hospital or just spend time there. And that's great. They're not hiding, even if the staffing situation is terrible, which I doubt it is because of the success they're having. Um, they're not saying we need to shut down and not let people see what it's like working here. So the video that I shared at the start on the night shift, it talks about what are some of the downsides of being a night shift nurse. So being cold isn't something that you would put in your recruitment campaign. Winning the Daisy Awards isn't good. Getting leftover pizza, arguably not good. But the way they're kind of humorizing this I think, is pretty good. It's pretty standout, and you can do that across the board. So if you can think about, what are some of the challenges that you have, but then how can you turn those into benefits for people that get them, that like them, like the struggle, enjoy the pain, and enjoy working in difficult situations, helping people who are the sickest of the sick. It really calls out you as an organization to that profile and helps them know that, oh, like I might be a bit different, but I have a place here. So like that transparency, it comes back to the relatability, I think, is what's really driving forward the reach and the engagement of this content. So what can you do about it? Like, how can you in your organization emulate what SSM Health Jobs have done? Well, I'm going to recap. So when you first look at their page, right? I'm sure they won't mind if you try and copy it. Like, don't copy the exact skits, but take inspiration from it and get together with your nurses, maybe ones that are a bit funny, maybe your marketing team, and come up with skits. As I said, they did pay people to come in and do this, so bear that in mind as well. In your content, be relatable, engage the wider community. It doesn't have to be about recruitment or working here. It can just be about what it's like to be a nurse, because everyone knows a nurse. Be consistent, get leadership buy-in. That's so crucial to this working. And then be transparent, make your videos transparent. Make sure that people are feeling that relatability through their screens, and just give it a try. Like, you don't have anything to lose. I think most people don't have this type of page in their organization, so it's not like you're starting from a point where everything could be lost. It's working great for SSM Health Jobs, and I don't see why it wouldn't work in other organizations. It's just that blockage, I think, between HR and marketing that really needs to be unscrewed. And in the age of AI and AI applications, this human touch is truly remarkable and really breaking through for SSM Health. So if you have enjoyed this video, I'm sure jump over to their YouTube page. I've mentioned a couple of names today. If you want to approach them, feel free, but they're not like connected with me, so to speak. They just give me some data and feedback. And if you need help reaching more nurses, being more relatable, hiring more staff, whether spending time outside of the job boards, you can reach out to me. I'm the president of Nurse Recruitment Experts. We've sourced and hired over 15,000 nurses for health systems across the US and most states. And we're really on top of our client campaigns, making them more relatable and making them more engaging, like SSM Health Jobs will be doing. So if you want to do something similar like what they've been doing, but you don't know where to start, you can reach out to me, LinkedIn, or go on our website, nurserecruitmentx.com. Thank you for tuning in to another webinar through podcast. I hope you find this fun, we find it useful.